Hey YouTube, today we're going to talk about a few things that I regret and a few things that I wish I knew when I started out when I did Shopify. So right here I have like a little notebook. I took some time and really thought about what I really wanted when I started out. So the first one is finding a mentor or course. I mean, there's definitely a lot of bad courses out there, a lot of shitty mentors, but I would just learn from someone that just really think about it. If you learn from someone that already did it before, straight up on the top of my head, Hayden Bowles, right? He's doing really well. He's doing 60,000 in profit every single month. So if you want to get to, if he can do it, why can't you? If you learn the exact same things that he teaches or he does, then there's exactly no reason why you can't make it. You have to definitely put in some work, but that's like my number one suggestion. You can also find some courses, but there's just like a lot of bad YouTubers right now, especially for Shopify, and they're just trying to sell their course, and it's pretty sad because like they're like what like same year, they're the same, they're all like 17-year-old or like 20 years old, but they're just like, just be careful basically. Okay, the second one is there's a million ways to do Shopify. So there's a few ways to be doing Shopify. You can do drop shipping, that's number one. POD, you can, I mean, those are the two main ways, right? But like there's different ways. You can do it on influencer marketing. You can do ads on Snapchat. You can do ads on Facebook. There's just so many different strategies. They all work, but you just gotta stick to one and really master it. Some people, they master influencer marketing first. I definitely recommend Facebook ads because that's very, very long term. For influencers, it's just very, very hard to scale. So most people, whenever they go to influencers first, and then they move on to Facebook ads because they have some data, right? So the next step is, it's not easy. A lot of people make it sound like it's easy. They're 15 years old. They're making 100K a month. I actually know a guy, 15 years old. He's making $100,000 a month. It's crazy. Maybe we will have a maybe I'll have a call with him on my channel. But it's just crazy, man. But it's not easy. A lot of people make it sound like it's very, very easy. Like, they just show their sales. They say they only worked like 2 months, but like honestly, it's a simple process, but it's not easy. You really have to put in your work. You really have to learn the correct things at the correct time, and make sure. That's why I really recommend finding a mentor. I mean, what I did was Hayden Bowes. He actually had a mentor himself. I don't know if it was a mentor, but yeah, it was basically a mentor because it was a friend that taught him how to do Facebook ads, I believe. So I went to him and then I learned from him. So I actually paid him, and then he taught me for like a week or so. And he taught me his strategies, and then now it's just brought me to where I am. I'm not sure when I'm gonna show you guys how much I've been making, but I don't know. I just want to keep myself safe, of course. And the next one is learn Facebook ads as fast as possible. A lot of people differentiate yourselves from the others. Everybody wants to just do like, they find influencer and they pay them like $20 for like a 12-hour shout out. It's very easy. It's a simple process. You don't have to study algorithms. You don't have to test. There's manual bidding. There's scaling, lookalike audiences, custom audiences, expanding interests, picking targeting. There's flex targeting, and there's all that in Facebook ads. And if you learn that first, you really differentiate yourselves from the others. Like, you have to really think about, if you do what others are not doing. Hopefully this makes sense. If you're doing what's hard and what others are scared of doing, then you're gonna beat the competition, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So I really recommend you guys to check out Facebook ads as fast as possible, because it's like one of the best ways to get started, or it's one of the best ways to scale, honestly. And starting out, it's a really good way to start out as well, but it might be a little complicated. That's why I recommend getting a course. I think there are some really good cheap courses on Udemy. You could probably get it for $5 or something, but just make sure that you have a good intro. Okay. So the next one is, just because you feel like the product is going to sell, maybe you're really attached to a product called a fidget spinner or something, and you think that it still sells, or you think that, or another better example, a mug. You really like it, it looks really cool to you, but you just don't know. A lot of times what I recommend is to just test. If you test it, I usually always test on Facebook ads. I really don't like influencers ads, because like all the YouTubers, they're really promoting, not promoting, but they're all saying that go to influencers because it was really cheap. If you went to influencers 2 months ago, you'd be making killer. I mean, it was just really easy. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I guess it was simpler than now, right? You'd run like a $20 ad, free plus shipping, right? And you make back like 200, 300. You just repeat the process, test different pages, right? So that was the process, but everybody's doing that now, and all the good pages, if you really do your if you do your due diligence in Instagram influencers, you'll see that the best pages, they have like shoutouts every single day, and it's just like the page gets a little saturated. First, their audience gets a little mad, but this video is not about influencers, but I'll talk to you guys about that later. I know some people really like influencers. It's a really good way, but I have some opinions. Okay, so we were actually talking about just because you think the product is going to sell, so make sure you test it first. If you test it and it does well, then of course keep testing it, right? Obviously, but you just don't get attached to a product, and if it starts like not selling, just kill the product. Don't get attached to the product, because a lot of people do that, and you end up wasting a lot of money. Next one is a beginner mistake. We all fell for this in the beginning. Not fell for this, but we all do this because we just think that's the right thing. Perfectionism. When we're starting our Shopify store, we think that everything in your website needs to look really, really nice. Like, it has to be the best color scheme and everything. You have to buy a theme for $200 because you just think that it's so much better. Everybody's using the same theme, and it's fine. To this day, I'm still using a free theme, and it's working perfectly for me. So bottom line is just try not to get stuck in perfectionism. Just make sure your store doesn't look scammy. Make sure you have some scarcity. Make sure you have some reviews, and make sure you have a tracking page and have a contact page, and you're good to go. Just make sure it doesn't look really scammy. Make sure your pictures are high quality pictures. Preferably you order the product yourself and make a video, because you really differentiate yourselves from the competition. And since there's so many people getting into Shopify, always differentiate yourself. Do the thing that's hard, and you'll get the results that most people are not getting. I can promise you that. Okay, so the last one is being scared of spending money. When I started out, I was freaking scared. I was like, I only had like I had like a limited budget basically, and then I was really scared of like even spending $20 on an influencer ad. And I think you guys, especially if you guys are beginners, you guys can relate, right? You're scared that you're gonna dump $20. Nobody wants to waste money, but you really need to do that. It's very, very important. To this day, like, I do still waste money, but it's not really wasting, because you're testing, you're getting data, especially on Facebook. It's recorded on your pixel. So if you test it, it doesn't work out, then you know that that product doesn't work. But if you test it and it does well, then then awesome, dude. Then you can keep going and keep going, but you have to keep testing. You have to test different interests, different pages on Instagram. But just don't be scared of spending money. If you go to zero, like, at least you tried, right? And you still have some data. Get a job. Sell everything you had. I had like I had some shoes. I had some hobby stuff. I'm not gonna talk about that. It's pretty embarrassing of what it was. I think if you're my friend, you'll know what it was. But I just sold everything I had, and then I was a lifeguard for like a month or 2 months, and then I scrambled around like $1,000 to, I think, almost $2,000. But basically, that's what really, really got me started. I mean, a lot of you guys don't have something to sell, but I don't know. You just have to have some capital when you're starting out in the beginning, because it's needed. This business is trading money for more money, if you really think about it. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys have any questions, if anything didn't make any sense, feel free to DM me on Instagram or just comment, because I'm always here to help you guys out, because I'm really trying to build this personal brand, because I always wanted to do that and have like people to, if I ever want to do a live stream. It's just super cool. It's just something I always wanted. Not everybody wants it, but that's just like my main goal right now. So hopefully you guys like this video. I'm always looking to improve, so if you guys have any suggestions, definitely leave them below. But I think I said this already, but hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next time.